green shoots seem to be emerging, especially given the latest reports which seem to be indicating that not just commercial real estate but even residential real estate property market as well is seeing an uptick, and around almost 27 cities and towns across the country are beginning to see an escalation in prices. So let's try and understand the trends in the housing space, and let's take it across to Poonam first and find out what's really going on with the realty market. Poonam?
Well, some positive news for sure in the overall property market of India, especially post the entire slowdown that we did see on account of GST as well as demonetization. With RERA coming back, I guess NHB housing price index is showing that prices are up, or at least trending up, in top 39 cities, while prices slightly have fallen in 8 cities. Well, there is also no change in the prices of some of the cities on a sequential basis, but the overall trend seems to be slightly positive, at least in the top 39 cities that NHB has been monitoring. In fact, in terms of the prices, in terms of the cities rather, wherein we are seeing good amount of rise in prices, it is Lucknow which is topping, wherein they are seeing 9.4% growth on a YOY basis. Not just that, besides Lucknow, we are also seeing Panvel, Kolkata, Indore, Thane, Chandigarh. All these cities are showing good amount of rise in prices. In terms of 8 property markets, or 8 key property markets, including Mumbai as well as Delhi, we are seeing the price rise anywhere between 3.2 to 3.3%. Bangalore, Ahmedabad also are the cities wherein we are seeing some amount of rise in prices. And of course, Kolkata and Hyderabad are also the cities within the top 8 property markets which are showing good amount of price rise. RERA, of course, is boosting the overall consumer confidence, and the consumer sentiments are of course improving. However, what we understand is most of the price rise is coming in pockets, or in certain pockets, and that also in the ticket size which is less than 10 CR. Not just that, sales are also being correlated with the expectation that going ahead we may be seeing slightly higher prices as the economy picks up, as also the income levels get stabilized a bit. UBS is of course pointing out that probably we should be seeing further rise in prices only in the medium term going ahead, and stocks are likely to look slightly attractive in light of the potential sales that we should be really seeing going ahead. So yes, some good news at least overall in terms of the overall India property market, some signs of rise in prices.
Okay, now is this real? Is this an uptick in volume as well as pricing, and why essentially is the factor really getting concentrated in some tier 2 cities? So Sriram, Kalyanaraman joins us, Managing Director and CEO with National Housing Bank. Sriram, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Now, for millions of Indian real estate owners or potential home buyers, this is good news that markets are consolidating. But the trends you have spoken about, the increase witnessed, the increase which you've seen in prices, is that across the board, or is that only limited to some parts of India?
In the loan trend, how the housing loans are fared, in 2017-18 we have seen a 21% increase on the housing loans given by public sector banks and housing finance companies, and the outstanding stands at 13.8 lakh crores. This of course does not include the lending by the private sector banks, which data are just being collected. And if I had to put a number there, I would put another about 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs there, which would take the total outstanding as about 15.8 lakh crores. But the heartening thing on this growth is, it's not only the 21%, the below 25 lakhs in terms of number of loans given as is constitute about 72% of the loans given in 2017-18. Thereby clearly showing the trend that affordable housing is growing. The efforts of government to channelize or to promote more of affordable housing or below 25 lakhs housing is definitely showing up in the numbers that has come in as asset. So, and the loans could not happen unless there are houses to fund. So as a corollary, we presume there is growth which is happening in the houses. Let's, for want of a better word, I will draw a line of 25 lakhs of loan amount, which means the houses will be in the region of about 32 lakhs. There is growth happening there.
Okay. Let me also encourage Mr. Jaishankar, Chairman and Managing Director of Brigade Enterprises, to join in. Mr. Jaishankar, you know, very early part of my career, I read a very nice Buffett quote, which is that if you ask a barber, you need a haircut, he would always say a yes. With that disclosure, if I'm asking the CMD of Brigade Enterprises, who is in the real estate business, I'm sure the answer, if I ask on real estate prices where they're headed, you would always say higher. But what is the reality? If you look around, at least in the city of Mumbai, when I travel to Bangalore, my friends who live there, they are telling me that real estate is flat, demand is not there, and there is more construction, there is more availability, and there is less of buying. Is that true?
I would put it this way. I think real estate developers have already taken a severe haircut in the last couple of years, and but I must say in the last quarter and 2 quarters, the prices have become stable, and maybe I would even say it is beginning to improve. And with some variations in micro markets, it may change micro market to micro market and city to city. And but I can vouch that the demand has started improving, and we have seen our sales grow by 40 to 50% in Q1 as compared to Q4 or Q1 of FY18. So that way there is hope, and the developer community has also I would say modified their offerings from luxury segment, high value apartments or houses to mid-level and affordable housing. Affordable housing of course varies from city to city what is affordable, but generally in a city like Bangalore, where we say anything below 65 lakhs is can be termed as affordable housing, which is in line with the government definition also.
Mr. Kalyanaraman, you know, just to reiterate the point that you were earlier making. So, as far as what you're saying is, it's the low-cost, affordable housing which is seeing more significant recovery as opposed to any other segments, including luxury and high-end ticket homes.
I've always said this, that I won't even go the low cost. I would say 25 lakhs, 30 lakhs, because it could be a good house in a tier 3, tier 4 cities. It need not be low cost in those cities. Low cost is a term which we use across the country. So I've always been saying there is enough demand in this segment, and as more supplies will come in, this will get absorbed definitely, and there is enough funding which is going into this segment by the organized channels.
Okay, so are you seeing green shoots of recovery in just the residential space, or is it only restricted to commercial as was previously the case?
So we talk only about residential sector. We collect data on the residential sector. So I'm definitely seeing these growths in the residential sector, at least in terms of the new loan disbursals and number of loans given. Both are showing growth in the below 25 lakh segment.
Jaishankar, are you getting a sense that in the commercial real estate market, the stress is far from over, or there are some green shoots of recovery even visible in the commercial market?
No, if you say on the demand side, there is demand, otherwise who are taking these loans? So, but from a supply side, the thing which we are sort of talking to CREDAI and NAREDCO is, how do we get the private sector supplies coming in? For example, if you take on the four verticals of the government scheme on affordable housing, the last data shows they have already sanctioned about 50 lakhs houses with 7,000 and odd crores given by the central government, and out of which about 21 lakh houses have been grounded, which is nearly 50% of the target they had set for themselves. Now, the only detail which we have even created a portal for it, we are requesting the builder associations, can you log in those details across the country, so we can put a number to the total number of, let's say, below 25 lakhs or 30 lakhs houses, the number of houses on that value range which is coming up.
Mr. Jaishankar, I am going to take a leaf from what we have got from Mr. Kalyanaraman in terms of the price trend. My next follow-up question to you would be the commercial space. What is your understanding there? Is the demand coming back in the commercial space as well? Because up until now, the only sort of green the silver lining in the otherwise gloomy environment is that low-cost housing demand is showing signs of early revival. But are you getting a sense that for commercial also the tide and the demand pattern is changing? Just one of those days we've got
the rains, you can blame it on the rains. But Mr. Jaishankar, if I could come back to you, how is it that you think the excess inventory issue can be sorted? Because, due to excess inventory at this point in certain regions like NCR, for instance, or pockets of Mumbai as well, it is turning out to be a buyer's market completely. Do you feel that demand can come back in a big way?
My point is simple. We are saying that demand is there already. There could be segments, and I have been saying this not now for the last 2.5 years. There are segments which the builders have gone where probably the demand is slowed down. The investors are not investing anymore, or investors are going a little slow, and the end user market is growing. That is why the below 25-30 lakhs is showing a rising trend in terms of loan amounts. So in that segment, the builders have to find a way, what do they do to perk this up on their supplies. It's a segmentation issue which they had chosen in the wisdom, and hence I wouldn't even say that there is slowdown in the market.
Just get closing comments from Mr. Jaishankar, because we've got him on a terrible line, and then on top of that you got Mumbai rains. So Mr. Jaishankar, closing comments. What is your understanding of volume versus price growth? Do you think there is scope for volume growth to come back and price growth may not come back, or do you think that in next 6 months there could be uptick on both?
I would say the next 6 months volume growth will definitely will be there, and price growth will be there, but could be marginal. I don't expect substantial jump in price growth. It can be anywhere between 3 to 5%, or in exceptional cases it can go up to about 10%, maybe in new projects. But in cases of projects which are under construction and completed but not sold, I think the price growth would be marginal. The builders, as our friend was saying from NHB, we all need to change our business line and the way we do business model, and go more into the affordable segment. But developers going into low cost housing is unlikely to happen, because land is a primary component. When I mean low cost housing, it is economically weaker section housing. It is unlikely to happen from developer segment. It is only the government which can get into it, since land cost to the government is not there. But for developers, land is a major component, and I think with RERA and GST and demo issues behind us, we are all looking forward to a positive FY19. But only thing is, the government is introducing a new accounting standard, AS 115, which will again have a disruptive impact on the real estate sector, in the way we are going to declare accounts and in the way we are going to declare profits, and the impact needs to be seen in the next 4 to 6 weeks. Once the results are declared, we will come to know the impact. But I have a feeling it could be a precursor. We are wondering why the government is introducing AS 115, which was there earlier, as may not be the same number of standard, but the completion contract was there before 2002. But in 2002, the accounting standard AS 7 was introduced and percentage completion was made compulsory. Now they have made it AS 115 as total completion contract. I am probably of the view it is a precursor to bringing real estate under GST, because once you bring under GST, the government can earn revenue only if the property is registered, and they do not want to face a situation when where real estate is brought under GST and people do not register the property at all. Then there could be huge loss of revenue. This is what I feel. And I think the future for real estate will be good. The worst is over, and we all look forward to a positive 2019, 18-19.
All right, gentlemen, appreciate your time and thank you for joining us.